Yeah, hi, hello everyone. This is Shanmugraj. Welcome to my channel. One of my aims of this channel is to create a global knowledge sharing platform in the domains of agile, project management, and leadership. If you like to join that and help me with that, I would recommend you to subscribe to my channel and share it as many as possible. With that, let us continue our journey on SAFE, particularly around topics of flow. Today's topic is how to apply 8 flow accelerators in an art flow, which is newly introduced in SAFE 6.0. How do we get into uninterrupted flow? It is about adopting 8 flow accelerators to get into uninterrupted flow of the systems. The first one is visualize and limit WIP. Why does it matter for an art flow? Excessive work in progress significantly decreases art productivity and impedes value flow. It overloads people and teams, confuses priorities, causes frequent context switching, and create long waits for new functionality. An art strives to do its best. However, it's normal for an art to have lots of work in progress, often far more than it can achieve over time. But that's counterproductive as an overloaded art will complete less work than it would otherwise. So, what do we need to do about it? As a change leader or as a value stream manager, you need to visualize all the features in the progress. An art should manage the inventory of all the features currently in flight. These are maintained and WIP limited in the art backlog Kanban system. The second thing is establish control with capacity allocation. Not all of the art's work is expressed in features. Therefore, an art's total WIP combines effort in current features and non-feature related work as well, like infrastructure, tooling, change programs, team and customer meetings, trainings, and many more. So it is easy to underestimate the time devoted to these other essential activities. To address the total WIP, establish capacity allocations for art, future, and other work and adjust over time. Second flow accelerator is addressing bottlenecks. Why does it matter for an art flow? A bottleneck constrains the productivity of an entire art, so teams must address them to improve the flow. Once the current bottleneck has been resolved, the next one materializes and must then be taken care of to reach the next level of performance. So it is a continuous journey or a continuous process. What to do we about it as a leader or as a change agent? What should I do? First start will be the identify the bottleneck. An art can only address known bottlenecks. Some art bottlenecks can be identified during PA planning. Others will only materialize during the BA execution or inspect and adopt. Typical symptoms of a bottleneck may include an overloaded individual team or a group of teams, repeated slippage of an activity such as integration, testing, deployment, refactoring from one iteration to another, delayed execution of certain types of dependencies. So how I'm going to deal these bottlenecks? Safe metrics and tools like value stream mapping, the planning board, and the art Kanban system may help identify the bottlenecks, right? Understand the full impact. An art needs to understand how its current bottlenecks affect the value flow. For example, slow customer feedback may lead to the art building the wrong solution functionality, significant rework, and dissatisfaction. A deteriorating system architecture makes the development process significantly longer and less predictable. Increase the capacity at the bottleneck when possible. Once the problem has been identified and understood, increasing capacity at the bottleneck is an obvious remedy. For example, an art that has an insufficient number of front-end developers may bring in more people, or in case of poor architecture, art may allocate more time for technical debt reduction. The third option is bypassing the bottleneck. However, increasing the capacity at the checkpoint can sometimes be tricky as additional people and resources may not always be available. Near term, avoiding that blockage may be more productive. Selecting next most valuable features that does not have dependencies is one way to do this. For example, instead of launching a large-scale architectural improvement of a legacy system, an art may choose to hasten the system's retirement. Third flow accelerator is minimizing the handoffs and dependencies. Why does that matter for an art flow? A handoff of information and assets occurs when a work product transitions from one process step to another. And when situations require a specific person or unique input from another person or a team, a dependency occurs. While some handoffs and dependencies are inevitable, excessive and unnecessary dependencies and handoffs impede the flow. So what do we do about as a leaders, as a lean agile leader or as a value stream manager? Use the art planning board to visualize the dependencies, right? The art planning board helps track significant dependencies across teams and optimize the execution throughout the PI. It is adjusted as new facts emerge. First, foster incremental execution of dependencies. A significant handoff from one team to another is fraught with uncertainty, rework, and delays. Instead, dependencies can often be divided into smaller and more manageable items. So, this approach fosters frequent cross team integration, proactive discovery of issues and inconsistencies, and a more predictable and faster process. Third option is synchronize frequently. The Art Sync provides an excellent venue to synchronize dependencies and handoffs. Additionally, establishing direct communication across teams that have dependencies helps sort out implementation details. Fourth option, optimize the structure of teams. Excessive dependencies and handoffs often suggest a poorly structured art. To reduce dependencies, build cross-functional, cross-disciplinary agile teams and apply team topologies. The final option could be visualize and manage dependencies with external parties. An art may have internal and as well as external handoffs with other arts or organizations that should also be identified, tracked, and handled. Fourth flow accelerator is getting faster feedback. Why does it matter for an art flow? Solution development relies on fast feedback that guides the art into right directions. Mistakes piled up quickly when feedback is delayed or missing, leading to a substantial rework for multiple teams, slow delivery, and dissatisfied customers. Two types of feedback are typically, required. Is an art creating a right thing to the customer? Is the art building it right? So these are the two kind of feedback you need to look at it. What do we do about it as a leader or as a value stream manager or as a coach or a change leader? Assure both types of feedback. Continuous customer engagement is the only way to ensure that art is building the right thing. In many situations, shortcuts to reaching the customer may be necessary. In addition, the art must confirm that the technology is viable and the solution meets quality expectations. This testing should be continuous and address functional and non-functional requirements. Next is Provide solution telemetry. Application telemetry can capture valuable system usage and behavioral data. These application-specific and context-dependent measures require the planning and execution of enablers. Engage with customers early and often. At every opportunity, demonstrate the product to the customer. Test new trial versions of functionality to select customers whenever possible. Integrate and test frequently. Integration is required within and across the train's agile teams. Supported by test automation, it provides the fastest and most productive way to ensure that the implementation is progressing in the right direction. You can use research spikes and MVPs. Spikes and minimum viable products are examples of intentional experimental design. They are valuable shortcuts to acquiring knowledge about the customer and the solution. Fifth flow accelerator is working in smaller batches. Why does it matter for an art flow? Operating in large batches of work leads to information decay, delayed feedback, rework, and high variability. What do we do about it as a value stream manager or as a change leader or as a lean agile leader? How do I take care of these smaller batches, right? Understand the types and respective sizes of the batches. There are multiple types of and in play: planning, integration, testing, release, customer feedback, etc. So each must be understood and sized to minimize the total sum of transaction and holding cost. You can use cadence, right? Art cadence naturally constrains a few major batch types. Stacking to recommend iteration and PA duration helps planning, integration, and customer feedback and keeps the batch size smaller. Manage team and art size. Applying the recommended size of agile teams and arts also reduces the batch size. Automate a delivery pipeline. An effective continuous delivery pipeline reduces optimum integration, test, and deployment batch size. Plan for smaller batches. Explicitly planning for small batches can contribute to reducing their size. For example, planning for specific frequent releases may help keep the release batch in check. Use thin vertical slices of work. Thin vertical slices of work can reduce most batch sizes. So do smaller and more manageable features. Taking few features within each iteration also reduces batch sizes. Sixth flow accelerator is reducing the queue lengths. Why does it matter for an art flow? The Arch backlog queue contains all the committed feature work awaiting service. The longer that queue, the longer the wait for the new features to reach the customer. So that is the reason we need to optimize the uh, queue of an Arch backlog. What should I do about it as a lean agile leader or a value stream manager or a transformational coach? You need to keep your roadmaps flexible. A fixed long-term roadmap is an example of a long queue. While some milestone must be fixed, the roadmap should keep dates and the scope of the work flexible whenever possible. That enables the org to respond to the market changes and new learnings during the implementation. Establish a strong product management function. Often, queues occur because the organization cannot say no and cannot prioritize the work effectively. The product managers must exert positive yet firm scope management leadership demonstrated during PA planning and the PA itself and inspect and adopt. Leave capacity for emergent priorities. An arch can plan only for the work it knows about ahead of planning. During execution, some areas will require further exploration or depend on future market events. Other events are unforeseeable. So as a precaution, allocate reserve capacity so the teams can incorporate it into the plan when an event triggers new work. Seventh flow accelerator is optimize time in the zone. Why does it matter for not flow? Solution development relies on creativity and the focused intellectual effort of team members. For example, implementing a new software feature may require developers and teams to navigate hundreds of dependencies between different systems. Cooperation requires a high degree of focus and many work sessions. Optimizing the time spent in the zone, both for individuals and the team together, makes a substantial difference in arts productivity. What do I do about it as a value stream manager or a transformational coach or a lean agile leader? Keep work in progress low. Too much work in progress often results in context switching. Fewer active items at any given time mean fewer work interruptions. Frequently integrate work. Performing cross-team integration regularly resolves inconsistencies and issues quickly. Otherwise, they pile up and cause teams with dependencies to interrupt one another frequently and then have to revisit earlier work. Maintain solution health. If teams don't continuously address the technical debt, they will spend too much time chasing ambiguous dependencies and newly created effects. Ensure efficient events. Continually optimize all the events for team productivity, especially PI planning, system demos, and INA. Eighth flow accelerator is remediating legacy policies and practices. Why does it matter for an art flow, right? As described in the team flow article, right, legacy policies and practices present pernicious problems that may occur during and even after a safe implementation. It is not, no, it is just not the teams that are affected. Given that arts deliver the primary economic value of solutions and consume most of the R&D investment, they are sure to get much attention from critical stakeholders. And unfortunately, some of those stakeholders may not have participated in lean agile transformation, so they may unknowingly contribute to a lack of flow. So, what to watch out for? The first step is to know these impediments are likely to exist. The second is to recognize them when they occur. Common impediments include traditional project and program management, right? EVM, WBS, IMS, cost accounting layered on top of agile teams. Quality systems and governance models containing embedded waterfall stage gate milestones. Committed scope and hard deadlines that did not include input from the people who will do the work. Redundant reporting and release meetings with overlapping agendas and attendees. Separating product design, architecture, and UX from the arts and value stream. Freezing efforts to prevent needed changes that customer need, slow and ineffective provisioning of required tooling and work environments, verification and validation of compliance activities and teams engaged only at the end. So what do I do about it as a change leader or a value stream manager? So once you know that there are some legacy policies and practices, teams must take corrective action, right? But the action depends on the impediment's specific stakeholder nature and context, right? Change agents often discover that many of the stakeholders have not been on the transformation journey and require additional training and coaching, right? So no change journey is complete until the changes are fully embedded in the culture. So it is more of a culture, culture change. A change leader or a change agent, transformation leader need to understand this cultural factor and take care of accordingly. With that, we have come to the conclusion of this particular video. Hope you guys like this video. If you like this video, please subscribe and share it with others. What I understood from YouTube statistics is that people who are viewing my videos, 80% of them have not subscribed yet. If you did not do that, please do so that it helps me reaching out many people as early as possible. With that, I'm signing off. Take care. Bye bye.